Good morning or afternoon for some, maybe some even evening. Let's see. Hi, everyone. I will start recording now. All right. My favorite time of the day when everyone is popping on. Welcome. While we're waiting for people to pop on, if you would like to unmute yourself and share your experience with yoga, what you're looking for from this class, that would really be awesome. Would anybody? Hi.
Yeah, can you hear me? My name is Jackie. This is my first experience with yoga. I've never had yoga before. And I understand, if I heard correctly, that it can help you to strengthen your body, tone your body, and get your mind straight. So I'm hoping to get all of that out of this class. And hopefully I can take it on a regular basis, keep up with it. Like I said, I want to learn all I can from it and get my body back in shape.
I love that. So today's a great class for that because it's an introduction, right? I teach, I think, 5 or 6 different kinds of yoga. I teach a meditation class, a yoga and meditation class. I teach a stress and de-stress class. I teach a slow flow class. So there are plenty of opportunities. Plus there's chair yoga. There's all kinds of Get Set Up offers so many different kinds of workout, exercise, yoga platforms for you to gain that goal, to achieve that goal. I hold that goal for each one of us, right? Whether we've been practicing yoga for decades or this is our very first class. Finding in my bio right here, finding that fulfillment, that peace of mind, clarity of mind, contentment within ourselves. That is my goal for all of us. So thank you so much. And we're going to do it. Thank you for sharing. Would anybody else like to share?
Yes, this is Madge. Hi.
Hi, Madge. Oh, your hair is curly today.
Yeah, I didn't straighten it out.
I like it so much.
Thank you. I've taken yoga for quite a few years, and I had total knee replacement 6 months ago. So I'm still, seeing what I can and can't do. But anyway, I like to take the beginner class series, and I've done that several times over the years because it helps me see if my alignment is correct and I can make corrections, or the teacher does, And I think it's just good to go back and go through the asanas and learn again and practice them the correct
You know
way.
what? Going back to basics is always a great
I like it.
thing to do. Yeah, I'm excited to teach this class. I'm excited for me, right? To get back to basics, right? Like just
I'm excited about it.
in teaching the basics, right? So I'm so happy. Thank you for sharing. Which knee did you have replaced?
My right.
Okay.
Total knee replacement on the right.
Mm-hmm. And how has recovery gone for you?
Very, very well. I was very blessed. I really did well. The only
You've been
thing
in my class.
I have to
You've been in
adjust
my class. Go ahead.
the only adjustment I really have to make is there's certain poses such as pigeon, for example, where the knees twerked so bad. I don't do that. I do it upside down on my arm very well, but I just have to be careful in yoga. I don't want to hurt it.
Right.
Because I don't want to not be able to practice.
I've seen you in class. You've been in my class and you're incredibly strong. And I'm so happy you're here and we're back to basics.
And I have found one thing to do, and that's, well, I don't know. I don't see them right now, but I have the yoga. I think they're called yoga jellies. And I put them under the knee, the right knee, or I have another pad thing. And I do that.
Right.
Like even in tabletop or child's pose, I have to be careful on that one knee.
Yes, you do.
The metal part just doesn't, it doesn't have the same.
I love the yoga jellies. Those are great for your knees.
Yeah,
yes.
I just got those last week and I think they're helping me a lot. I like them.
Good. Would anyone else like to share if there's injuries that we need to be mindful of? If you'd like to share your experience, what your goals are for this class and for your entire wellness, right? Not just for this class, but for your wellness in totality, right? I know that's a big one, but really every step we take is for the total health and well-being of us, right? Does anyone else like to share? All right. Well, we are going to start. There is a question here. Hi from the UK. Hi, Emily. I'm happy you're here. So happy this is your first time. And I love your background with the magnolias. Oh, they're one of my favorite trees. Well, welcome. So this is your first time too. Great. I'm Christina. I live in Long Beach, California. I have been teaching yoga, meditation, spin. I have a background in breath work, in coaching, in Reiki, massage therapy. And I love to do any kind of community leadership. I love to be, my husband calls me a professional volunteer. So that's kind of my thing. I was a hairdresser for 28 years. I have 3 children. One's 34 and the youngest is 16 and a half. So I have like this range of kids. I absolutely love yoga. And I believe that if you have a body and if your body has breath, then yoga is for you. One thing we kind of get caught up in is we think that yoga is not for us because we're not flexible enough. We're not in shape enough, right? We all have these stories. Basically, we all have stories that we're not good enough, right? And so this is how it usually plays out in yoga. But it doesn't matter if you're not flexible because every single body, every single body is different and unique to you. So what pose, what figure looks like on your body can look completely different on my body or their body. And it doesn't make one pose correct or incorrect. It's just that pose for your body. So as we move through yoga, and I'm teaching 11 classes a week here, I always want to reiterate that the way your body takes a pose can look completely different. And that does not mean you're doing it wrong, that you aren't worthy of doing yoga. I mean, I've heard all these things that people have these negative self-talk. So in my classes, every single class, there's no judgment and there's no negative self-talk. We're having an experience together. We're exploring who we are, what our bodies are capable of, and we have a goal of being well, of being healthy, of being the best versions of ourselves. So that's what teaching yoga and meditation and everything else I do, every step I take in life, no matter what platform it is, that's really kind of what I'm about. Does anybody have any questions or comments on that? Okay, we'll move on. Get set up. I love this platform. We learn from each other. So having your cameras on really helps me help you, especially this one. If you're comfortable, please have your camera on. And it helps me see where we're at as a class and where I need to make modifications in my cues. If you would like a recording of this class, you can email help@getsetup.io. If you are joining live stream, hi. The best way to participate is register and join us live in person. It's so much fun. And finally, Get Set Up is not paid to promote any specific products. So even though, especially in this class, we'll talk about yoga props, we do not get paid to promote any single product. So I am going to put you on the big screen so I can see everyone. I also want to let you know, hi. Oh, that's nice. I can see you. Yay. I also want to let you know that we have TAs with us today. We have Kevin and Brandon with us. Thank you so much from Get Set Up. If you have any questions, technically, how to register for a class, how to navigate the website, they are here to support you. So you can message them and let them know. I'm so happy to see you guys. All right. Does anyone have any comments or questions before we get on the mat? Okay. Always when you come to the mat or any of my classes, have water with you. Always have water with you. Water, being hydrated, is our best friend. We are supposed to drink. Wait for this. Are you ready? Our body weight, half of our body weight in ounces of water. That's what we're supposed to drink in a day. So if you are 100 pounds, I don't know who is, it's just making the math easy for me, then you drink 50 ounces of water a day. So just kind of put that in the back of your head. And especially when we come to our mats and we assert ourselves, right? I teach a cardio yoga. I teach a vinyasa, and we, need to stay hydrated to perform in those ways. Okay. I will mute all right now. But if you have questions, comments, you may put them in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and say, Christina, how does this look? Is this okay? Just so we can get your alignment correct. Also, one other thing, because I think it's it might look odd to you. I have my camera here, my computer, and then above I have a big TV so I can see you better. So I am proud to say I've been teaching 13 months virtually, and I teach all kinds of classes, weights, power yoga, intense, to meditation. And there has not been one injury in 13 months. So I'm like, yes. And I really owe it to the big TV. So have your screens on. It really helps me help you. Okay. So every single class I teach, I love to start with a little bit of grounding and connecting and breath work. So I'm going to have you come onto the mat, onto the floor. Couple things about this. And I've been really watching and paying attention, and your feedback is so important. So after class, your feedback was so welcomed. When we sit on the floor, sometimes our hips are tight, right? Sometimes it feels a little wonky. So take a folded blanket or a yoga block. Here are yoga blocks, best friends in the world. So if you don't have them, you can get them online. You can get them at Amazon, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. But if the hips are feeling a little tight, take a folded blanket. Put it on the mat. And then, as we like to say, my kids like to say, pop a squat. And that actually, by lifting your glutes, it takes the pressure off the hips. So just kind of check that out. Where are you at with that? Also, some of us, our hips are tighter, right? So our knees go like this. And if we stay like this, it gets tense in our groin area. We do not want that. So take yoga blocks, pillows, or blankets, and prop them up appropriately. Oh yeah, like Henry, yeah, that's good. Yep, Henrietta, good. So just find your comfort, right? Because this is in Sanskrit, Sukhasana, but it's easy pose. So find the easy for your body in this pose. And if you are not finding it, ask me and I will kind of assist you in finding your easy pose. Are we good? We're in our easy poses. Everybody ready? We're gonna place the palms on the thighs, palms down. Oh, one other thing about this. Your ankles can be crossed or they can just be stacked in front of each other. So depending on your hips, what feels best for you. So you can just kind of play around with that a little bit, right? Kind of get to know your body. Palms are facing down. Gently close the eyes and just begin to bring your awareness internal. What are you feeling? How deep is your breath entering your body? And then consciously begin to deepen the breath, slowing it down and deepening it. So I like to inhale always through the nose and either exhale out the mouth or the nose. So that's your preference today. And just begin to deepen the breath. Feel the chest rise, the lungs expand, the belly rise on each inhale. And then slowly just feel it dropping. Everything kind of drops. And we exhale either out the nose or the mouth. And let's do a couple of these breaths just in silence. I don't have the music on today. I want the focus to be on your body and your breath. How does it feel sitting in silence with your breath and your body? It's not something we do every day. Maybe it's your first time doing it. So how does it feel? I talk about this in meditation class, but it's true for every moment of every day, no matter whether we're on the mat or not. Our mind chatters a lot, right? Nonsensical. The things we think about, right? Crazy. Our mind can be crazy. And that's true for every single human on the planet, even the Buddha, right? He has crazy thoughts too. What is different, what differentiates those thoughts and us is us attaching our energy to them. So the thought or the mind chatter of I'm not good enough, I'm not flexible enough, right? And then we attach our energy to it. And then we pretend it's like a cloak, right? And it masks our true selves because our true selves are pure, beautiful, divine essence, right? Energy. That's truly what we are. And when we attach ourselves and we cloak ourselves with these crazy thoughts. So on the mats and off the mat, I just want you to notice your thoughts and notice how we can kind of attach to one, even the good ones, right? Like just always being connected and realizing that we are pure divine energy essence. So that is one thing that I ask for all of us to do on this mat. And when we, especially meditation, for those of you who were with us yesterday, sometimes when we're sitting and we're meditating and all these crazy thoughts, and I remind you, just bring yourself back into yourself, into your breath. The breath grounds you into your body and into that divine self. And so when we're meditating, and we always have to bring ourselves back, maybe like every 10 seconds, right? But that's okay. It's awareness. It's awareness of the mind and what it does. And we just become familiar with it and get to know our patterns. And then we can adjust accordingly. So that's my little spiel, because without breath, what's yoga, right? Without breath, who are we, right? We don't exist without breath. So breath is everything we do, and keeping it as an anchor into our divineness on and off the mat. That's the goal for everyone. So just taking notice, how does it feel sitting here like this? Now we're going to sit up really tall. It's my favorite part. We're going to make sure, I'm going to turn like this so you can see. A lot of times we overcompensate and we have a big old arch in the back. So we will bring that tailbone facing towards the mat or the cushion and kind of just create a flatter back. And then, right, our whole lives, we're like this. Our heads are jetting forward to going to the next thing. Our shoulders are rounded. So here on the mat, we lengthen. We roll the shoulders back and down. So we're trying to get the shoulder blades together, and then we kind of shoot them down towards the hips. And we bring the navel in towards the spine. Already start to activate the core. Keep your eyes closed and pay attention to all these little nuances. So on the bottom of every exhale, we can push the navel in towards the spine to release and remove all the extra oxygen that's there. It's just a little extra push on the bottom of the exhale. Just kind of feel that for a few moments. And then if you'd like to blink open your eyes and take a look at this. So our shoulders are already back and down, but our heads are most likely jetting forward. Oh, this happens so much now because of our cell phones, right? We're always like this, we're on our computers. And let's do a double chin back to align the neck with the spine. The chin is parallel to the floor. And on your next inhale, it's like a magnet is on the crown of your head, and there's one on the ceiling. Gently lift the head off the neck, creating more space between your ears and your shoulders. Keep the navel, keep the core engaged. Very active, right? It's called easy pose, but maybe not so much. So if I was to say, to give homework, I would ask all of us to, throughout the day, remember, stand tall, align the body, and breathe deeply. I have actually gained a ½ inch of height from practicing this pose, seated and standing. And in every pose, right? It becomes a part of every single pose we do. But this is the foundation right here. The lengthening and the alignment of our spine, shoulders away from the ears. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out of the mouth. You can blink, open your eyes, bring the knees in, uncross the legs, and sit and rock side to side. Close your eyes here, slightly bow the chin. And take notice of your lower back and your hips. How do they feel? Consciousness. Pause in stillness. Take an inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Bring the legs long, right? Because after sitting in that easy pose, our legs can get kind of stiff, and just shake them out. You can do a little vibration with your throat. And then pause in stillness. So there's the foundation for easy pose. Does anybody have any questions about that, or experiences that they would like to share, or modifications they need for this easy pose? Are we good to move on?
This is Jackie. Can you hear me? This is Jackie. I'm short, so when I sit down the way you did, my knees would not touch.
Your knee hurts.
So it didn't hurt. I'm short, my knees. So I guess by me being so short, when I sit in the position you were sitting in, I was in the position, but my knees did not touch the floor. They kind of sit up a little bit, but I sat the way you told me to.
Can I see? Can I see? Can you show me what your knees are doing?
You better see me or not, because I'm back as far as I can in front of. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah. You can't see my knees, though.
I can't see the knees.
Let me see that. I think I'm on a
Are you
desktop.
feeling? While I'm working with Jackie, everyone can recross their legs the opposite way and kind of experience Sukhasana. Experience your easy pose.
I'm on a desktop, and that makes it hard.
Okay.
So,
but your knees, are you saying that your knees are up? They're high?
yeah, they're not high, but they just, like I said, I'm not quite 5 feet tall, I'm short. So when I did the position you asked me to do, I did cross my legs, like you said, but my knees did not touch the floor. I guess maybe I'm built that way, I don't know, but I've never done that in my whole lifetime. So
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so it's so common for knees not to touch the floor. So you take pillows or blankets or blocks, and you find your place.
Okay.
And you support your body where it's at, right?
Okay.
Because if you don't, this is going to cause you strain in your hip flexors and in your hips, right? We have 20 muscles in our hips. 20 ligaments, tendons. We have to love our hips, right? So we have to support them any and every way we can. So just use props. I always have 2 blankets here. Sometimes for yin yoga, I will say bring 3 blankets, 2 pillows, and we just prop it up. So
I did purchase 2 blocks. The broken blocks, I do have those, so maybe I can use those next time and see what happens.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, of course. Anyone else? All right, my friends. My next favorite, we're just doing like the basics, my favorite poses of all. So, well, actually, I can't say favorite because every pose is my favorite, to be honest. I love them all. So, tabletop. This is a big one. So for people just so you know, I have a huge thick mat underneath, and then I have this mat. So I'm on 2 mats. But if I was not on 2 mats, I would use Yoga Jelly knee pads. That's great, that Madge has. I would use a folded blanket to put my knees on. And then come on to all 4s. We stack our joints. So I'm going to move the computer a little closer because this is so important. All right, how's this? This is good? Okay, and I'm going to do it this way first. So the knees are underneath my hips and they're hip distance. So they're not wide and they're not together. They're hip distance. So this is the big one. Your wrist crease is in line with the mats. So it actually makes the number 11, right? The wrist crease and the mats. Our fingers are spread wide, and the cushions of the fingertips press into the mats. But this is the good part. We push really into the thumb and the index finger so we don't roll out to the side of our hands where all of our nerves are. So, and that's the midline, right? And then we take the inner elbows. Let's see. So the inner elbows, and we rotate them forward. That stabilizes our shoulder girdle. Can everyone see that? That little rotation I have? So otherwise the elbows are out, and then we tend to do this, and our shoulder girdle is not stable, and it compromises our elbows. So we rotate them forward, and it actually adds strengthening to your biceps. Okay, so with that, just like in easy pose, the navel is brought to the spine. The back is long, and then the neck is in line with the spine. Tabletop right here. Take an inhale. We drop the belly, lift the tailbone, the heart, and the gaze, coming into our cow pose. Now pause here. When we do this, we have a tendency to let our elbows go out to the side. So we keep them, the elbows rotating forward. They're like pillars for our body. The gaze is up, but our head's not flipped back. We take an inhale, we breathe, and then we exhale. Begin to draw the belly in towards the spine. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, push the palms into the mat, doming your shoulders and letting the crown of your head come towards the mat. Pause here, push from the thumb and the index finger, push up through the pillars of your arms. Feel the stretch, the doming of your shoulder blades. That's on your exhale. And then once we start the inhale, we begin to drop the belly, lift the tailbone, the heart, the gaze, coming into cow pose. And we exhale, hollow the belly, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, dome the shoulders. And inhale into your cow pose. And keep moving through your cat and cow, finding the rhythm with your breath and your body. So for some of us, doing this in a tabletop pose, if it gets uncomfortable, which it can, we can come into a seated pose. We can place the palms on our knees and find that easy pose. And then inhale, come into a seated cow pose. Roll those shoulders down. And exhale, keep the length coming into a seated cat pose. I lost the word there. And then inhale up through tabletop. Okay, so whether you're in a seated pose, whether you are in tabletop, cat-cow poses, oh, so good for our bodies. Strengthens our abdominal organs, our core, our whole core. Strengthens our shoulder, our arms. It strengthens the erector spinae, the muscles that support our spine. It creates flexibility and mobility in our spinal cord. So important for our spinal health. All right. Does anyone have any questions about cat and cow? Did you like it? Did it feel good on the spine and the core? Yes. Okay, we're good there. So we're going to add on the cat-cow. And Madge, if this gets too much on your knees, or anybody, if this gets too much on your knees, you come into a comfortable seated pose, right? Just make adjustments. So we're coming back to tabletop, stacking your joints, Wrist creases in line with the mats. Elbows are forward. We're going to find that nice, strong tabletop, neck in line with the spine. Take an inhale, drop the belly. Find your cow pose. And then we exhale, hollow out that belly. Find the cat. We're adding on, dropping the glutes to the heels, coming into active child's pose. So here, this is a great place for Madge. If your knees hurt, you can take a block and put them between your legs. So when you come down, you have a block to put your glutes on. So you're not compromising your knees. In child's pose, I love child's pose so much. The big toes touch. Just like in tabletop, the cushions are pressing into the mat, but the thumb and the index finger are holding it, pressing the hardest. We're rotating those inner arms, upper arms in towards your ears. It's an active pose. The forehead is either on the mat or it's on a pillow or a block. And here you can gently sway side to side. Releases tension in the lower back. Close the eyes and breathe, feeling every little sensation. And then pause in stillness. You bring the big toes out now. So we're coming into tabletop. So we will take a deep inhale, slowly come up into tabletop and find your cow pose. That's a complete inhale. We exhale into our cat pose. Draw the glutes to the heels. That's a whole exhale. And we inhale, come through tabletop and find your cow pose. Exhale into cats. Draw the glutes to the heels. And inhale through tabletop into cow. How does that feel? Close your eyes and find the rhythm, right? The breath becomes a rhythm that moves your body in and out of cat and cow.
Christina,
Yes.
I have a shoulder. I've had 2 surgeries, and the next step is a total reverse. And I cannot extend my arms out like that and come down on that child pose. Is there any modification?
Yes. Awesome question. So, but you can do tabletop, right?
Yes.
Okay, so good for you. Tabletop is so good for you because, well, so good for all of us. But the stronger your muscles are around your shoulders, no matter what, is good, right? So when you come down, hi, Rosemary.
Hi.
It's so nice to see you. Thank you. How does it feel when you rotate your inner elbows forward?
The left one does not totally rotate inward. I've had surgery on both, but the left one doesn't work.
Okay, so when you come down, where do you start feeling it? Here?
Here.
Okay, then that's your stopping points.
Okay.
Or for you, if you want to go all the way down, if it feels good for your glutes to be down on your heels, when you go down, and this is where you start to feel it, you may drop the elbows and come down and then slide them closer to the body. How does that feel?
A little painful, but better.
Oh no, I don't want pain. No pain. No pain.
Okay.
So then when you do tabletop and you do cat and cows, just come down like this to tabletop, and then to child's pose, and then come back up when we're moving through that sequence. So
Okay.
but when you're in child's pose, like when we just hold the pose like in yin yoga, we will hold child's pose for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. When you're in child's pose, does it feel good for your arms to be back like this?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay, so there is not, when we're doing cat cow, obviously, But when we come into a child's pose, and I will say this a lot for those of you who have been practicing with me, we come into an active child's pose, we sway side to side, but then I'll say, drop the elbows or place the arms down by the legs with the palms facing up. So when we come into child's pose, Rosemary, you just right away come into this version.
Okay.
And from here, you can sway side to side. Release the tension in your back. Does everybody love that? I kind of love my arms back with the palms up by the feet. That really works for my body. Does that help you, Rosemary?
Much, much better. Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
good. Does anyone have any other questions about cat, cow, child's pose? So good, right? Does everybody's backs feel so much better? My back feels great. All right, let's come up. Let's stand. Let's come into some standing poses. I'm actually going to I have notes like the poses I'm covering today. And then we're teaching this again. I'm teaching this again, I think on Thursday. And so this class, Yoga for Beginners, will build on each other. So we'll work through different poses, okay? Another one of my favorite poses. I know, I say that all the time. Mountain pose. Oh, I love mountain pose. So mountain pose, our feet are hip distance. Can everybody see my feet okay? Hip distance. This is how we check. We pivot on a one ball of the foot. We bring the heel in. And if the heel lands on the inside of the opposite foot arch, that's hip distance, right? If it lands on top or over here or back here, it's not hip distance. So that is hip distance, and then we pivot back. Our feet are like we have skis on, like the number 11, right? So they're not pigeon-toed or, right? Like a pizza, like that's nice and straight. Sometimes that's very uncomfortable for us, right? I don't know about you, but I walk like this. A lot of us do. So here we find that nice neutral stance. Our knees are over the ankles, and then our hips are over the knees, right? Because so often we're like this. This is how we live our lives, like this. So here in mountain pose, we just stand tall. That tailbone reaches towards the mat, so it's not out here and we're not overcompensating like this. Do you love how my body morphs? So the palms are here, facing forward. I love this little trick. Close your eyes here for just a moment. And then slowly rotate the palms back. So the palms are facing the back of the wall, and then slowly rotate them forward. So we are externally and internally rotating our shoulder girdle. Rosemary, is that okay on you? Okay, good. Good. So I point this out because so often we're not even aware or present of our bodies, right? We move through life, we get a bruise, we don't even know how we got it, right? So I just like to bring awareness to the body dynamics so that we can be more connected with our bodies, because it's the only one we get in this life, and we don't even pay attention to it most of the time. We're all guilty of that, right? So we will rotate the arms forward and then activate the arms. Like kind of flex the biceps, even the fingers, right? Flex the muscles everywhere you can. Activate. And activate the quads right here. Can you feel the kneecaps lifting a little bit? And then with your eyes closed, bring your awareness to your inner thighs. Oh, those inner thighs. They are we don't pay attention to them. The quads are this huge muscle group. The glutes are a huge muscle group, and they're always trying to take over, right? So we want to isolate those lovely, lovely inner thighs and then activate them. Maybe you don't feel it today, and that's okay. But nonetheless, activate, bring your awareness to the inner thighs and activate them. Such an important muscle group for your balance and alignment. Now, when the inner thighs are activated, automatically the pelvic floor of our core activates. Maybe you feel it, maybe you don't, that's okay. That's something we're working towards. Bring the navel in closer to the spine. Activate the core and now shrink the waist. I always think of it as like if you have a corset on and someone's tightening it and your waist is shrinking. That's how I kind of envision it. And just like when we were in easy pose, the shoulders are back and down. The neck is in line with the spine. And we grow tall. The head gently lifts off the neck. Close your eyes and just be here. Activate all the muscles in your body, like you're hugging your bones. You stand here for a few moments and we can actually build some heat here. Maybe you already are in the leg area. Grow tall. With every inhale, feel yourself growing taller. And if it feels okay with your eyes closed, gently sway side to side. If you need your eyes open, find a focal point 6 feet in front of you, your drishti, and just focus on that. But if you can't, close your eyes and just move slowly. And then pause. Pause in your mountain pose. All 4 corners of your feet are grounded into the mat. The crown of your head is reaching up, and you are this tall, long vessel for energy to flow through. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Slowly blink open the eyes and twirl the hands. Oh my gosh, time flew by. All right, I want to say one more thing about mountain pose, Sukhasana, every pose, when we are calling up. So you can just keep moving how you want here. Bend one knee, straighten the other. Just kind of move your body. When we stand or sit tall, right, we create this alignment for life force energy, our breath, to move freely in and out, right? When we are hunched over, when our head is jetting forward, and we're all like tight and knotted up and compressed, that's hard. That's hard for energy to flow, or fluids, oxygen, nutrients to flow within our bodies. So we stand tall, we create space for life force energy, for nutrition, for energy to flow through our bodies freely. All right, my friends. So does anybody have any questions for the poses we did today? We did Sukhasana, we did cat, cow, we did child's pose, we did mountain pose, and we worked a lot on our breath. I would love to hear about your experience and any questions or comments you have about what we did today. I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna take your seats and we can chat. That feels good, right, Rosemary, on your shoulders? Yes, yes, it's awesome. We find what feels good, right? And we move,
Yeah.
no pain,
Okay.
no pain. We're not doing the no pain, no gain situation. That's not how we roll here.
Even when I tense all the muscles in that mountain pose, I can feel, it's not really pain, but it's a tenderness in those muscles in that joint when it tightens it up. So
So maybe for you, you just don't do it like 100% there, right? Right. We can tense our muscles to a degrees, right? We can be like just floppy there. Like we could be in alignment in mounted pose and not be activated, right? And then we activate. And maybe for you in the shoulder area, you just don't activate that much because it's probably sensitive with nerves and tissue, tendons. So
Inflammation.
inflammation. Yeah. So just don't do that there.
Okay.
But your legs and your core, right? And aligning the neck will be great for your shoulders, actually. Anybody else? Madge, how was it for you with your knees?
Very, very good. Very well. Thank you. I'd
Good.
like to ask you, how do we make sure that our head is aligned with our spine?
Turn sideways so I can see you. Okay, awesome. Now jet your head forward. You feel that? And now do like a double chin back. You feel the difference?
Yes.
Yes. And then make sure the chin is in line with the floor. Because sometimes when we do that, we're like looking up.
Okay.
Yes. It doesn't feel natural. That's how you kind of know if you're in alignment, because it doesn't feel natural. And it's sometimes at the beginning, especially, it doesn't even feel good. So that's kind of how you know.
You do the same way when you're in table to make sure it's in line with the spine. Do the same movement with the chin. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
And actually, in every single pose, warrior poses, everything we do, when we're doing dishes, we want to have our heads back. Now, when we're being photographed, we don't necessarily want a double chin. But when we're trying to create a nice alignment, because what happens in our poor teenagers, our poor young people, they're on the phones and they're this, and they're actually creating, there is literally extra bone. It's swelling here, and they're going to be hunched over by the time they're 30. I get so worried about them, right? We want to stand tall, roll the shoulders back and down so that when we, God willing, we live to be 100 years old, we can walk tall, walk up the stairs, right? Be able to get up off a couch. That's why we stand tall.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Anyone else before I share my slides? I hope this was helpful. We will work, well, hold on. Oh, there I am. We will work on Thursday on warrior poses. So I'm keeping notes of everything we're doing. And then if you have requests of poses that you want to work on, let me know. These were the foundation of poses to really, these poses here kind of take you through every other pose we do. Get set up. We'd love to hear your experience. You can go on social media or you can email Liz at getsetup.io. We have so many other classes coming up. Tomorrow, I am teaching 3 different classes. So go on to the schedule and check that out and sign up, because what you learn here, we can take right into action, right? So that's kind of great. You will be receiving an email with notes from today, and also an opportunity for you to give feedback. And again, I am new to Get Set Up. I am new to all of you, whether you've been practicing yoga for decades or this is your first class. Having a new instructor is like going to a foreign land, different language, different everything. So we're kind of just getting to know each other. And if there's something more you want or something different, please, please, please give me your feedback, because it really helps me help you. And I want you to achieve every single goal you have for yourself on this platform. refer a friend. I love this one the very most. Tell everybody about Get Set Up because it's incredible what we offer. We offer hundreds of classes a week, hundreds of hours of classes a week. It's incredible. And when you register, you can actually copy a link and send it to your friends. And so you can practice with everybody from all over the world. So I practice with my cousins from Jerusalem, my friends from Italy. So it's super fun to be together. And then you can introduce me to them and it can just be a fun little platform to connect. Spread the word. Yes, if you're interested in hosting something, an interest group, let us know. We love to partner with you. If you would like to see another kind of class, another format, let us know. We're always looking to improve and serve you to the best of our ability. And we can only do that if you let us know what you're looking for. We partner with all these amazing organizations. So if you know anyone who aligns with Get Set Up's mission of promoting the health and well-being of older adults, please let us know. We'd love to grow that partnership. And again, a video request is at help@getsetup.io. And if you have any questions about booking your next class, we have the TAs here to help you. Are there any other questions, comments?
Yes. Do you do a yoga for backs class?
Do I do yoga for backs class? Not specifically. Do you have a back issue?
Well, I want to avoid, I have rheumatoid arthritis and I want to keep moving as long as I can. So, and sometimes if I veg out on the couch too long, my lower back gets stiff. But if I had more, I know everybody seems to have a back issue once you get to a certain age. I thought if we had specific exercises or stretches.
So everything that we did today is awesome for your lower back. Everything we did. Did you feel good doing that? The child's pose, swaying side to side?
Yes.
Yes.
I like too.
And what?
Twists as well.
So the reason why we have, well, one of the reasons why our lower back can be causing us pain, is because our muscles aren't strong enough to support it. So gaining core strength really helps the lower back. So even standing in mountain pose, right? When you're engaging the navel, bringing it in towards the spine, when we're in easy pose and we do that, we are actually we are building abdominal strength there in a gentle way. Same thing with twists, right? We build our strength. We have to be careful of twists. If you have osteoporosis, you have to take a gentle twist, but still twists are great. So I think, Jan, keep showing up to these classes and move your body, because even though it's not specifically for back, everything we do promotes back health. Everything we do. And if you ever have like, oh, that doesn't feel good, or what, can I make a modification? You let me know, right? And we'll work on that.
Okay, thank you.
Does that help you?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Yay. Anyone else? All right. Well, I want to say thank you. This was our very first yoga for beginners. We will do this again, I believe, on Thursday. So we will just keep building and adding on. So keep showing up. We will be working on warrior poses the next class, which the alignment for that, there's so many little cues for alignment that help keep us safe. So if you can show up for that, great. Otherwise, tomorrow I teach 3 classes. Pop in. I'd love to see you. And namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Emily, I hope you had a great class. I hope you come back. Thank you for joining us from the UK. I love it. Thank you. All right, everyone. I will see you soon. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.